As a student, I find it really important to have a setup that allows me to be productive while I'm at home, behind my desk, and also when I'm out and about and trying to get work done while I'm not at home. So in this video, I'm going to be going over how I achieve this by using my MacBook as a desktop, as you can see behind me here. My name's Ramal, welcome to my channel, and let's get right into it. So, without needing to install any external applications or make major modifications to macOS, MacBooks allow you to use them in what's called clamshell mode, which is basically you have the MacBook with its lid closed, connected to power, and that MacBook is connected to an external monitor, which is then used as the primary display. Now, to use this to its full capacity, I recommend that you have the following things. So, firstly and most obviously, you're gonna need a MacBook. The model that I'm rocking for my setup is the 2018 15-inch MacBook Pro with a 6-core i7, 16 gigs of RAM, a 512GB SSD, and a Radeon Pro 560X graphics card. To make this setup work, you don't really need the latest and greatest of the MacBook Pro models. You can do this with just the ordinary MacBook, the MacBook Air, or any MacBook Pro model. However, I do recommend that you grab a model from at least 2012 if you want an optimal desktop-like experience, because to push this display and to also use it to its full capacity, I do recommend that you grab a newer, faster machine. So, the other thing you need that is essential to this setup is an external monitor. So, the monitor I have next to me here is the Samsung SE790C, a curved ultrawide monitor by Samsung with an aspect ratio of 21:9 and a screen resolution of 3440 by 1440. The reason I picked up this model in particular is because the screen is nice and large at 34 inches, and also because this ultra-wide aspect ratio negates the need for me to have two external monitors. I can have one display, one really long display, without needing to have my display broken up by a bezel in the middle. Picking up the biggest and most expensive monitor isn't really that necessary. However, I do recommend that you pick up a monitor that has a good image quality, especially if you're doing things like content creation, which needs good color reproduction. But if you want to get the job done, any monitor will work fine. To make this setup come together, you need some peripherals like a keyboard and mouse. I decided to go for the Apple Magic Keyboard 2 with the numeric keypad and the Apple Magic Mouse. I do find that having Apple-specific peripherals is quite easy on the software integration side. However, if you don't want to spend heaps of money on a keyboard and mouse, you can pick up literally any keyboard and mouse and should be fine to go. If you're not going to use your MacBook in clamshell mode, picking up a keyboard and mouse isn't all that necessary because you can use the keyboard and trackpad in your MacBook Pro, which saves quite a bit of money. So, those are the things you need to make this setup work. However, if you do have a newer model MacBook Pro that has only Thunderbolt 3 or USB-C ports, investing in an adapter is a very good idea, or investing in multiple adapters is a better idea. For example, the monitor that I'm using is a couple of generations behind when it comes to connectivity, and therefore doesn't have USB-C or Thunderbolt 3, it only has HDMI or DisplayPort. To overcome this problem, I've bought a Satechi USB-C/Thunderbolt 3 hub, which allows me to connect my monitor using HDMI through the adapter to my MacBook Pro. Having an adapter also ensures that you have heaps of potential for backwards compatibility, especially when you have things like older USB hubs that you want to use for this setup. I have a USB hub underneath my desk that is connected via USB-A to my adapter, which goes to my MacBook Pro. Without this adapter, I wouldn't be in a very comfortable position because most of my peripherals still use USB-A. And I'm not complaining about that, but it's just that USB-C isn't really the ultimate norm just yet. We're still in that transitional phase where adapters and dongles are a necessity if you want to actually get work done. So, all that aside, let's now get into the experience of actually using this as a desktop solution. Having a large display comes with its obvious benefits, like having more room to open more apps and do more multitasking, and to just have things appear bigger as opposed to on your laptop screen. Typing up a document, searching the web, or doing anything at all is much easier on a larger screen. Using a MacBook as a desktop solution also has a number of ergonomic benefits. For example, you're not always hunching over your MacBook trying to see small text. You have it all in front of you in crisp, clear quality on a huge display. Most people tend to overlook the fact or downplay comfortability when it comes to doing work. Ergonomics is really important. Without good ergonomics, you're not going to be as productive, you're going to get less work done, and it's just a lose-lose situation. I find that this setup is productively and ergonomically the best middle ground between having a laptop and a desktop, because it allows for portability when I need my MacBook away from home, and it also allows for increased productivity while I'm at home behind my desk trying to get a lot of work done. However, this setup isn't without its drawbacks either. Even though you don't need to buy a desktop if you're willing to use your MacBook as a desktop solution, you still need to buy the peripherals like a monitor, keyboard, mouse, and adapters if you need them. When the costs are combined, the total cost doesn't come out to be very cheap. However, if you look around for some deals and shop for what you need most, the ergonomic and productivity benefits far outweigh, in my opinion, the cost that you're going to have to spend on this setup. Another drawback that's really important to consider is that no MacBook will ever be as powerful as a desktop. A MacBook has to cram all of its performance into a small thin chassis, which has extremely limited thermals, as you've probably seen everywhere, especially with these newer model MacBook Pros, and it also has a lower TDP, meaning that the CPU can't accept as much power as opposed to an actual conventional desktop. If you're looking to do really extensive 3D modeling or super high grade video editing, having your laptop as your main machine at home isn't really the best solution for you. I find that this setup offers the best compromise between productivity, portability, and cost. If you've already spent a lot of money on a MacBook, the last thing that you're looking to do is spend a whole lot more trying to get a better experience when working at home. For me, the productivity and ergonomic benefits that this setup provides far outweighs the disadvantages that I listed in this video. So that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see a full setup tour of my desk, including what's around it, make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up so I know that you want to see that happen. If you really enjoyed my video, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And if you have any questions, the comment section is always open right below the like button. And again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.